Thank you, Laz Concola. Minister, the government have rushed the legislation before the Dáil for consideration. The Oireachtas Library was unable to provide a full bill digest for the Finance Local Property Tax Amendment Bill 2021 due to the short time frame between the publication of the bill and the scheduled second stage. The bill was not made publicly available on the Oireachtas website until Friday the 9th of July 2021 and is down today for debate. Now, it's a pity that Deputy James O'Connor is after leaving the building. He did say he was the youngest TD in the Dáil chamber, so he should have probably stayed here to listen to a bit of knowledge that I might be able to feed to him. If you look at today and valuations on properties, you will notice that properties that were valued even last year at 100,000 have now jumped to 170,000 and 180,000 because of the lack of housing. If you look at the cost of building, which you're well aware of course, with the Children's Hospital, which has actually quadrupled in costings, which you can't control yourselves, again, some bit of experience from you. He should have probably used the Limerick builder. He would have probably built it on time and on schedule. Now, Minister, you're on about the local property tax. And if you look at the price of building a house today, the price of building a house today, now a 2,000 square foot house, now today is 330,000 plus VAT, which the government get 44,000 of on top of the cost of building a house. Now let's look to the price of a site, and you go for your planning permission, and you pay 7,000 or 8,000 to get a planning permission through, and then when you get your planning permission through, you've got to pay for your water and your ESB down on top of that, which brings you up to about 11,000 or 12,000. And let's guess what? We've got to pay the local authority another 6,000 or 7,000 to build on our own land. So now you're getting 44,000 VAT, you're getting 7,000 for our local authorities, and now you're coming back for more. So what I'm trying to say is, Minister, you brass tacks. You've now taken the person that was building a house for 200,000 and now you have him in the 400,000 bracket. And before we leave the 400,000 bracket, we now have to furnish the house. That's builder's finish. You're now gone to 500,000 for a house of 2,000 square feet by the time you finish it. And God forbid, Minister, if we build a garage to house our lawnmower and everything else, the children's bicycles, again, you're taxing people again. And let's add on again, Minister, the 37% of the people that live in rural Ireland. We're now paying the most tax for emissions because we have no infrastructure. Again, another tax on rural Ireland. And we go on then, Minister, and you decide that you want to pump water from the Shannon all the way to Dublin. Well, I hope there's a meter going to be put on it, and you pay the premium price for every drop of water that comes out of the Shannon to Dublin. For every drop of water, because then you might be able to give us money back to fix the infrastructure in Limerick. And let us have adequate water. We have Fedamore in County Limerick at the moment, 16 months on a boil notice, and not one call from Irish Water, and they're spending $5.5 billion over a 5-year. $5.5 billion, and they're on a boil notice in Fedamore and County Limerick for 16 months. And where are you putting the money? $4.5 billion here, $1 billion here, and $1 million here in Dublin. You're taking every cent from the rural areas, that's the towns, the villages, and the rural areas, and you're spending it in Dublin. I've been saying it since I came here, and people now are listening to what I'm saying. Because this is another tax that you're trying to sneak through the Dáil using your majority of power. Well, I want everyone in Ireland to look at the Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil and the Green TDs And when they come to your door, which they will be coming to your door and knocking it, that you remember Minister Pascal O'Donoghue and how much more money he's been asking you to pay on the back of COVID-19. How much more pressure he's going to put your children, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers under pressure after COVID-19, and now they come in with another sneaky tax to people that are already suffering, trying to pay their mortgages, to the banks that ye bailed out, and again left the people of Ireland to the vulture funds. Fianna Gael, Fianna Fáil and the Greens. You've done it in the pensions in 2007 to 2011 with Fianna Fáil and Labour, and again with Fianna Gael in 2011 you implemented more taxes on the people in Ireland. And we commemorated 100 years of people that fought in this country for freedom. And the same people that fought, would they turn in their graves to see the people that said they were standing up for Ireland are now the ones that are punishing Ireland, and everyone in Ireland they're punishing because of their failure to manage money, their failure to manage finances. How dare you, Minister, even sit here in this room on television, and I hope, and I do hope, and I came from a party until I saw the light. How corrupt parties are. Party lines, TDs coming from Limerick supposed to be supporting Limerick for the places where they were elected. And they're coming up here and they're voting under party lines with a city Dublin-based cabinet. They were not sent from Limerick to Dublin to vote with a Dublin-based cabinet. They were sent from Limerick to get our fair share of the taxes and the punishment that you have put us under, to send it back down for the infrastructure in our counties. And that goes for the TDs that are representing Limerick City and County. They are sent here, elected by the people of Limerick, to represent us. I mightn't have went to school as long as you did and get all the college degrees that you have. But one thing I have, and I'm self-employed all my life, is education of life. And I'm self-employed all my life. And I've had to fight to put food on the table for my family, like many more self-employed people around this country. 51% of the business people in Ireland are SMEs. 51%. And what do? Tax after tax after tax. And you just bail out everyone. It's all for the big boys. Let's bail them out. Let's give them what they want. And the SMEs and the 37% of the people in rural Ireland pay the highest taxes, and we've no infrastructure. Nothing. And you stand up here day after day saying to your people in Fianna Gael and Fianna Fáil and the Greens around the country, look what we're doing for you. No wonder you're trying to shove everyone into the cities, because you know the game is up in the counties, because they realise how much you've let them down for the amount of time that you've been in government. The time is coming for change, and you will feel that change, and everyone in your parties will feel the change, and they will remember how much the government that was supposed to be here protecting the people of all of Ireland have just looked after their buddies in the cities. And you look at it in Limerick again, not a penny are you shoving out the counties. But yet our representatives are elected here, and they can't represent because they're coming up and told what to do. It's like follow the leader. You might as well call yourself the sheep party, because you're just following, it's like a flock of sheep following the leader. That's all you are. And they've been told what to do. So there might be no TD coming up from the parties from Limerick up here, because there's one person telling what to do from a Dublin-based cabinet. Thank you, Councillor.